So we're going to go over the open enrollment and benefits that are changing for the 2021 plan year. We have on the line myself, Leticia Reynoso with CBR, the agency manager, and I see Jose as well with AFLAC. He's going to go over the AFLAC products. So on this screen, you will see the agenda for today. We'll talk about the medical benefits that are changing effective January 1. Your dental and vision options, no change there. Some changes to your voluntary life and disability products, and then some enhanced benefits with AFLAC. So your open enrollment starts today and will end on November 18th, which means you have from today until the 18th to go into the Darwinet system and complete your enrollment for medical, dental, vision, and AFLAC. You can go on that system and enroll or waive your coverages. We do need everyone to do that by the 18th. As I stated earlier, these benefits are effective January 1st, 2021 until December 31st, 2021. In regards to eligibility, all employees who have met the eligibility criteria are eligible for benefits, aside from yourself, your legal spouse, a domestic partner, and children up to the age of 26. Your benefits begin on the first of the year and you are locked in for 12 months. You cannot make any changes to your benefits unless you experience a qualified event. On the screen, you will see some of those events: marriage, divorce, birth of a child, adoption, loss of coverage. You will have 31 days from the date of the event to notify your HR team here at CBR that you'd like to review your options, make changes, add dependents or remove dependents, or terminate your coverage. If you go past the 31 days, you will have to wait until the next open enrollment period to make changes. Medical plans that are going to be effective January 1st, 2020. So first plan here, and these are Blue Cross Blue Shield National Network plans. So they're available throughout the US. Your first plan here is a $1,000 deductible for an individual, $2,000 deductible for a family. Now, if you should meet that deductible in a calendar year, you will go into the co-insurance, which means you're going to pay 20% of costs until you meet your out-of-pocket maximum. If you meet your out-of-pocket maximum, either individual or as a family, you will be covered at 100% for all in-network services in a calendar year. Now, your preventative care, so your age-appropriate exams, labs that are related to preventative care, well man, well woman, child, your flu shot, those are all going to be covered at 100% on all of the plans without deductible. Office visits, so walk-in clinics, sick visits, you're going to have a $25 copay on this plan and a $50 copay for your specialist. Urgent care is $75 and emergency room is $250. Keep in mind, if you're going to be admitted into the hospital, they're going to waive that $250, but you will start to pay towards your deductible. Pharmacy, you have a 30-day retail supply at a couple copays. So your generic, you have either a $4 or $10 copay. Your brand name preferred, $35. Your brand name not preferred, either $60 or $120. And then you have 4 additional tiers for your specialty medication. Any questions on this plan? Okay, the next plan we have available is the PPO 3500. So this is a high deductible health plan. What that means is all of your services are going to be subject to the deductible first, with the exception of your preventative care services. So that's going to include your age-appropriate exams, lab work, well man, well woman, and well child checks. It's also going to include any preventative drugs and FDA-approved contraceptives. So those are all going to be free or at no cost before the deductible. Now, the deductible on this plan is $3,500 for an individual, $7,000 for the family. Now, if you meet that deductible, you're going to go into that co-insurance or cost share. So you'll be responsible for 20% of the charges until you meet the out-of-pocket maximum. Once you meet the out-of-pocket maximum on this plan, you'll be covered at 100%. Keep in mind on both of these plans, all of your co-pays, everything that you pay, your co-insurance and your deductible all go towards meeting that out-of-pocket maximum. All other services on this plan, your regular doctor visit, specialist visit, emergency room visit, and all other prescriptions other than preventative are all going to be subject to your deductible. This plan also is qualifies you to open an HSA account or health savings account. And you can put pre-tax dollars into that account and use those dollars to pay for your medical services for yourself and your family for medical, dental, and vision. Any questions on this plan? Okay, the last plan that is available is the PPO 6350. This is also a national network plan. So 6350 is the individual deductible, 12,700 is the family deductible. Now, if you've met the deductible in a calendar year, you've also met the out-of-pocket maximum, which means at that point you are going to be covered at 100%. No additional out-of-pocket expenses for medical, dental, vision, surgery, as long as it's within that calendar year and in network. So you do have co-pays available on this plan. So your regular doctor visits are going to be $25, your specialist $50, urgent care $75, emergency room $250, and then you have co-pays for your pharmacy as well. So your pharmacy is going to be the lesser of the generics, $4 or $10, $35 for your preferred brand name, your non-preferred brand name, either $60 or $120. And if you're taking specialty medication, you have an additional 4 tiers underneath that specialty tier. So the SBC, the summary benefit of coverage that was sent with the invite, has the additional information. If you have questions in regards to where your particular prescription falls, if it is going to be covered as generic brand name, or if it's covered before any deductible or at free, you can send me an email and I'll send you the drug list. Any questions on this plan? Any questions on the medical plans? Okay. So this is the telemedicine provider that's going to be available first of the year. So today under Aetna, it's called Teladoc. With Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's going to be called Blue Care Anywhere. So this is going to be your provider. You know, you can call 24/7, 365 wherever you are within the United States. The medical is diagnostic services, things like cold, flu, pink eye, rash, ear infections, UTIs, anything that you can tell the doctor the symptoms or they can see, they can diagnose and send a script to the pharmacy that's closest to you. They also have counseling and psychiatry services available 24/7, 365. All 3 of these services are at no cost to you for you and anyone enrolled in the plan. I just wanted also to go over quickly how to navigate through the network. So we'll just run this example. So this is also going to be in your benefit guide, how to find a provider. So that link takes you directly to this page, and you want to select I am not yet a member, and then might get Blue Cross Blue Shield AZ health plan through my employer is your next selection. And your network is called the National PPO. So like I said, you have this information in your benefit guide as well. And it is a live link, so you could click on it when you see it online. Just waiting for this to go. It's thinking. And this is where you select your network. So the drop down here, you want to select the national PPO. That is going to be your network. And then you can choose, and you can search by zip code, by your location, wherever you are. And then you can choose by specialty, hospital, urgent care, pharmacy, things of that nature. You can type in urgent care or hospital, and it should bring up whatever's closest to you. That has the word hospital in it. You can narrow it down by the provider's name as well and pull up that information. So it's fairly simple to navigate. If you have questions in regards to how to navigate through this, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to assist. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, we're going to move forward. Next, we're going to go over the health savings or HSA. So you do have an HSA qualified plan. It is the PPO 3500. So that qualifies you to open an HSA account. So there are other qualifiers. Of course, first you have to enroll in a high deductible health plan. You cannot be covered under any other plan that's not a high deductible health plan. So if you're covered under a spouse's plan, a domestic partner's plan, a TRICARE or Access, or any standalone plan that has copays before deductible, you are excluded from being able to open an HSA account. Also, you cannot be enrolled in any part of Medicare. You may be Medicare age and not yet enrolled in Medicare, and you can enroll in an HSA account. Also, you cannot be claimed as a dependent on another person's tax return. So if you fall into that criteria, if any of those are you, it disqualifies you. If that isn't you and you enroll in the high deductible health plan, you can add your pre-tax dollars into your HSA account that you can use for medical services for yourself and your dependents. That includes your medical, dental, vision. It is tied to a high deductible health plan, and you have to enroll in a high deductible health plan in order to open the HSA. The HSA is not a standalone product. If you are enrolled in a high deductible health plan today and already have your HSA account, you do not need to open a new account with UMB Bank. If you have it with UMB Bank and you want to continue, you're just going to tell us how much you want to contribute towards your HSA account. There are also maximums for the 2021 plan year, how many dollars or how much dollars you can put into that account. As an individual, the maximum for 2021 is $3,600. For a family is $7,200. And if you're over 55, you can add an additional $1,000, making it $4,600 and $8,200. Now, if you have an HSA account today and a UMB account and you're not going to be enrolling in a high deductible health plan, you can no longer contribute to the HSA, but you can use those dollars to pay for your co-pays, pharmacy, dental, or vision for yourself or your dependents. Any questions on the high deductible health plan or the HSA? Okay, next is the flexible spending account. So it is similar to an HSA, and it is pre-tax dollars coming out of your paycheck. For the HSA, the money is available as it's deducted from your paycheck. For the FSA here on the screen, you can select up to $2,500 and it's loaded onto this Visa card as soon as you get it. So if you elect the full amount of $2,500, you can start using those dollars immediately in January. If you know you're going to be paying for braces or medical procedures, or you know you're going to use it throughout the calendar year, it'll be ready to use. Then the amount that you selected is deducted from your paycheck for the rest of the calendar year. Now, if you leave the company, the card is turned off. You do not take it with you. The HSA is different. You take it with you. That is your money, regardless of where you are. If you leave the company, you take that account with you. This is different. It also has a maximum of $500 that you may carry over into the new plan year. Okay, anything in excess of $500 you're going to lose. So if on December 31st of the current plan year you have over $500, it's going to be lost. So maximum of $500. And you are required to enroll in the flexible spending account year over year. It does not automatically renew or roll over. The other thing you have access to is the dependent care flexible spending account. Again, pre-tax dollars that you can use to pay for your elderly or child care. And the money is deducted from your paycheck, goes into a holding account, and then you can use those dollars to pay yourself or pay those providers. Any questions on these two accounts? Okay, next we'll go over, I think I'm going backwards. Here we go, the Delta Dental. So these are the dental plans that you have available to you. So we're going to go over the two plans. So one is the PPO base plan. So this gives you $1,500 to use towards your dental services. So it's $1,500 that you can use for yourself, and every member enrolled also has a $1,500 to use towards their dental services. Additionally, you get another $1,000 to use towards child orthodontia. Your preventative care, cleanings twice a year, are covered at 100%. Your basic services, such as a cavity, is 80% and you pay 20%. And then major services like a crown, it's a 50-50 cost share. Now, if you use the basic services or the major services, you will be subject to a one-time deductible of $50 as an individual or $150 as a family. The next plan is the Delta Dental or Delta Care USA DHMO plan. On this plan, you do have to select a primary provider, primary dentist. So you and every member in your home or family enrolled in this plan may have their own provider. You can change that provider anytime during the year, but that provider will coordinate all of your care with specialists. Now, this plan does not have an annual maximum and it does not have a deductible. You have your cleanings twice a year, and any additional cleanings are going to be $40. All other services are on a fee schedule. So this is a fee schedule. This is actual screenshots from the fee schedule that was included in the invite. So the diagnostic, that's going to be your preventative. There's no cost to you. And then as you scroll through that multi-page document, you are going to find the dental codes on there. You can follow those if you know you're going to have services, and then you can figure out how much you're going to have to pay. And this is your cost and not a benefit. So for example, the last item here on this page is D8090. This is adult orthodontist, $2,100. That's your out-of-pocket cost. And again, you can use your HSA or your FSA dollars to pay for these services. Any questions on the dental? Next is some of the resources available through the Delta app or their website. So you can download the app, have your ID card, how much of the benefit you've used, or find providers, or you can log into the Delta Dental AZ website and find the same information. The iMed plan, no changes to this plan, either in the services or premium. So your exam is available every 12 months at a $10 copay. Keep in mind, since this is the second year we are using using this plan, offering this plan. So your eye exam is available every 12 months to the date. So it's a full calendar year. So for example, if you went to the to get your eye exam on July 1st, 2020, you do have to wait until July 1st, 2021 to schedule your exam. Your frames, again, available every 12 months. You have a $120 allowance to use towards your frames, and then you get a 20% discount off a balance of $120. Your plastic lenses, single vision, bifocal, or trifocal, are going to be at a $10 copay.
Thank you for holding. A team member will be with
and your contact lenses, you have an $80 allowance to use towards your benefit, plus 15% discount above that. Medically necessary contact lenses are going to be covered in full. When you're navigating through the website, the iMed website, make sure to select the Insight Network. Okay, we're going to go over the life insurance. So the life insurance is moving to MetLife from Unum. So if you're enrolled today in the MetLife plan, the Unum plan, it is going to be transferring over to MetLife. There is a form that you need to complete if you want to keep your current coverage. So if you know you're enrolled for $10,000 benefit and you want to keep it, then you just have to complete the form, check the box where it says life insurance, and write next to it, keep the same. If you're enrolling for the first time, you're going to do something similar, but you're going to write in new enrollment, and you're going to put the amount that you want to be covered for. So the voluntary life, everyone who works 20 plus hours is eligible for the voluntary life. It is 5 times your annual income up to $500,000. 5 times your annual income up to $200,000 that is guaranteed issue for those that are new hires or newly eligible. If you have the life insurance today with Unum, you can increase your life insurance by $10,000 not to go over $100,000. If you have over $100,000 today with Unum, you will keep that. It will be grandfathered in under MetLife. Your spouse guarantee issue is $25,000 and children is $10,000. Also, there is no benefit reduction with MetLife, which means you will keep the amount that you purchased for the policy, for the life of the policy. Does anybody have any questions? Short-term and long-term disability is also going to be transferring to MetLife. So if you're enrolled today, the same thing is going to apply. So you're going to write your information, say keep the same, and we'll make sure that you're enrolled in the short-term or long-term disability. So the short-term disability begins on the 14th day. It covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $1,000 a week, and it lasts for 11 weeks. There is also a pre-existing limitation that I'll go over at the end. The long-term disability begins at the termination of the short-term disability or on the 90th day. Again, covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings and pays up to $7,500 a month. And this lasts until age 65 or normal Social Security retirement age. Your pre-existing limitation is the same for both. So if you're enrolled in either the short-term disability or long-term disability today, you have been for the entire plan year, you have satisfied that pre-X limitation. If you're enrolling for the first time, the pre-X applies. So that means if you saw a doctor, took medication, or were diagnosed with a condition 3 months prior to the effective date, and you go out on leave in 2021 with that, because of that condition or diagnoses, it will be exempt from being covered. So you won't be covered until the following year. Any questions? The EAP program is available to all employees, regardless if you enroll in any of the plans. So it is available 24/7, gives you 3 face-to-face meetings per incident for yourself and family members enrolled. It is 100% confidential. There is a flyer that was also in the invite. So you can go on the portal and navigate through the portal. There's a lot of self-help videos and discounts also available for the employees. Next, we have Jose that's going to go over the AFLAC plans.
Thank you, Leticia. Good afternoon, everyone. And yes, so what we're going to do is recap and highlight the AFLAC offering. For those of you that know and familiar with the AFLAC brand, we are the duck. So if you get sick or hurt, AFLAC pays you cash for receiving medical treatment. So if you, regardless of your medical coverage, so you could have any of the medical options for yourself and your family, you can add on the AFLAC on a voluntary basis. So we have 4 different products we're going to highlight today. Some of you might have had the old version of the previous. These are all new and improved. These are the group rates that are probably much richer in some of the benefits and probably a little cheaper. So I'll start with the accident plan. So if you had the accident plan before, pretty similar. It improves in the benefits tremendously, and the rates a little bit cheaper on those. So if you had an accident on and off the job, any type of injury, most people know, go through the urgent care, maybe adapt a more serious accident, ambulance or anything like that. All those benefits start picking up because of how AFLAC is designed to pay you cash for receiving treatment. So if it's a minor injury, whether it's yourself or your dependent children, maybe up to the age of 26, if they're the ones that got injured, of his mom or dad, anyone that goes for seeking medical attention, they're going to receive treatment, the care for, and then we'll file a claim, and AFLAC will receive, verification of what was done. So it could be a minor couple stitches, a minor burn, something more serious. AFLAC will pay cash benefits. So let's start like the basic visit is $200 on this one. That one definitely goes up the more severe. So if it's MRI, CT scans, anything like that, they'll start paying additional benefits on it. If there's a hospital stay due to an actual accident and they admit you to the hospital bed, it's $1,250 for the first night, and then it's $200 additional dollars every day for the next ongoing for the rest of the year. If there's an MRI, CT scan is $200 for imaging. Ambulance, ground transportation is $400 benefit, $1,200 if you get airlifted. Any pain management, any kind of concussion protocol, They're going to go through that assessment. If you have a severe brain injury, is 5,000. You know, heaven forbid there's a coma, is 10,000. So the more severe the injury, the more they're going to pay out. So if you you know, if you don't think it's a small accident might not be you know, something that you think of, but even like you know, twisting an ankle, maybe having an X-ray, that could be a couple $100, and you know, it helps out with the copays and the deductibles. This plan is been improved tremendously, has over 50 benefits that are listed, and it does have an accidental death benefit built into it of $50,000 that helps out, you know, in addition to your all the other coverages, is built into the program automatically. So that's the most popular one. We've seen that a lot. If you have the old plan, please make sure, you know, let us know. We'll probably we know that the cost on this was probably cheaper and a much better coverage overall. The next plan I'll talk to you about is the critical illness with the cancer. So you in the past probably had the offer of having either one, the cancer plan standalone, or having the critical illness plan, which is the heart attack, stroke, coma, paralysis, kidney failure, sudden cardiac arrest. That's a standalone plan. So now they've combined the two, the best of both worlds. And instead of doing a different, you know, levels, they did a 30,000 lump sum, up to 30,000 guaranteed issue, regardless of previous medical history for you and your spouse. 30,000 maximum for you as the employee, up to 15,000 maximum for your spouse, if you want to cover them. And the children are automatically covered at no additional cost. So this is a very, very rich guaranteed issue product that starts January 1st. So if you have the old plans, you can probably combine the two, and this is a much cheaper rate, and it's guaranteed issue. Regardless if you're a tobacco user, this is a blended rate, so no penalty there. It gives you, like I said, 30,000. You can go 30 or 15,000. You pick and choose. So what it does, in case of a serious condition such as, you know, heart attack or internal cancer diagnosis or invasive, they'll pay the lump sum up front. And then what it'll do is give you the option that if you have to be out of work significantly, or you got to pay, you know, your copay, your co-insurance, your high deductible maybe, now you have some dollars coming in when the event takes place. So this is a very, very rich plan. The hospital plan is more of a sickness or injury. So there's only two reasons that we end up in the hospital. Once you're admitted to the hospital, you get a $2,000 benefit for the first night in the hospital, plus $200 in addition every day you're in there for the first 30 days, regardless if it's due to a sickness or an injury that triggered that event. If you get intensive care, 10 days in intensive care benefit, there's a $200 benefit per night in intensive care and a step-down unit. This plan is a guaranteed issue also. So if you're thinking about maybe, you know, starting a family, or, you know, looking to maybe having to pay a deductible for, you know, a maternity benefit there, it pays $2,000 the first night. It is not a combined benefit, means that either you as the employee gets, you know, spend the night in the hospital, is $2,000 per calendar year per insured. So if it's you or your family member that spends the night in the hospital during the hospital, under the hospital plan, they're going to get the $2,000 benefit. We do not coordinate neither with your major medical or within our own products. The accident plan, like I mentioned earlier, pays $1,250, and the hospital pays $2,000 due to an injury admission. So if you have both of these plans, that's about $3,250 just for being, you know, spend the night in the hospital due to an injury. And for the most part, that covers most of the high deductibles for you guys. So very good offering. We're excited to bring that to you guys this year. Either if you had them in the past, you know, you want to review what you have and make sure that we're putting you in the right direction for the new coverage. If you need to convert it, pick up the new plan. We also have a short-term disability, which you can pretty much customize based on how much you earn. The group disability you guys have, it's another version of it. This one is individually owned, so you can customize layer up or down. You can add, it's a quicker payout immediately the day of an accident. We start, you know, paying out for that, and after 2 weeks of being sick. So it's an immediate, you know, elimination period for an injury. If the disability happens, doctor says, 6 weeks out due to, say, a broken leg, we'll start paying from the first day. And we cover up to 67% of the monthly benefit, monthly income. And it's guaranteed issue up to $4,000. So we'll go through those two. If you had any of these plans in the past, the short-term disability will stay the same. The accident, the critical illness, and the hospital, those will be on the D2 platform. For the short term, we'll have to, do a phone call with you to help you review the rates and make sure that we match that. I think the next slide, well, there in the packet, you'll see it's got my contact information, and it will have the quick overview. There's a calendar link that you can pretty much select, open it up, and then self-schedule if you want to spend, go over your plans with AFLAC and see which one makes the most sense for you. I guess it's in the packet. Oh, here it is. All right. Thank you, Leticia, for sharing the screen. So here's your interest form. If you're interested in the AFLAC plans, we just have to review these with you. Like I said, this is more like, review your coverage. Here's our contact info. Either myself or one of our agents is going to reach out to you. And if you schedule the time trade, it's a live link. You can start scheduling for tomorrow. We have open times that you can, get on the calendar, and we'll give you a call, and we'll, review these plans with you. Does anybody have any questions on the AFLAC plans? Okay. So I'll pass it back to Leticia. If anyone has any questions, please let us know. And just to give you an idea, the average rate on these they're about $5 to $10 on a weekly base, depending on your family status. So they're very, very cost effective. Like I said, they're around $5 to $10 per week. So they have been improved, and the prices have been, very competitive on these. So I'll pass it back to Leticia.
Thank you so much, Jose. Okay, you guys saw the page, the AFLAC contact sheet that's available in the invite as well. Also in the invite is the flyer for the pet healthcare. So if your pet is enrolled today, you don't need to make any changes. The premium did go up slightly to $11.66 versus $10.40, I believe that it is today. You do have to go to the website and enroll, and then we'll get an email saying that you enrolled your pet. The pet healthcare covers all breeds. There are no exclusions. The only thing they don't cover are fish. Everything else is going to be covered. And there is no pre-ex limitation. So if your pet is sick today and you want to enroll to get discounts, you can do so. The website will also let you put in your zip code so you can see if what veterinarians are available in your area, or to see if the veterinarian you use today is part of the United Pet Care program already. The next is the Legal Shield and ID Shield. So Legal Shield is a suite of attorneys that are available to assist you, 24/7 emergency assistance. There's trial defense attorneys. They assist with power of attorneys, contract reviews, divorce, and a whole lot more. So there's also a flyer in your invite that you can enroll yourself and your family in this product. Legal Shield, ID Shield helps monitor your credit. Make sure no one is trying to assume your identity. So they scour the web, make sure your information is not out there. Should you become a victim of identity theft, they will help in the restoration of your identity. Next steps. So everybody should have a Darwinet, a D2 link. That is where you're going to enroll in your medical, dental, vision, and AFLAC. And that is also where you're going to waive for your coverage. So what we need from you is a waiver or an enrollment. All other benefits are going to be optional, and there's nothing else to return. If you want to keep your life insurance that you have today, there is a form, and I can bring it up quickly, that you want to complete, and you want to send it back to Nancy. So 1 second. So this is what the form looks like. Okay, so you have this in the invite that went out, and if anybody needs it, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to forward. You want to fill out this section too. This is your personal information. If you have the life insurance, you can just click on change enrollment, go to the bottom and say supplemental life, and then just type in here, keep the same, and we'll know to keep everything the same. If you have it and you want to increase it, please put in the new amount here, and then we'll know to increase it for you. The same applies for your spouse and children, and the same applies to short-term and long-term disability. If you're enrolling for the first time, please select new enrollment, put in your information, and very important, if you're continuing with the coverage or enrolling for the first time, Section 5 is where you want to put in your beneficiary information. So put that all in, sign the last page, and get it over to us. Here's the signature page, and that's all we need back from you in regards to the MetLife voluntary life or the short-term and long-term disability. We don't need anything else back. Any questions on anything we've reviewed today?
Where do we get the costs of how much it'll be out of our paychecks?
So within the invite, there's also an enrollment form. It's available on the D2 system, but it's also on the link. It's called the enrollment form. If you read through the body of the invite towards the bottom, it tells you what is attached to that email. And then the enrollment form is here. So you can go through it, see how much it's going to cost you per paycheck for medical, dental, vision. And at the bottom of the form is a waiver. Again, you're going to be doing this online. You're not going to be doing it on paper. If you have a problem with the online where you can't get in, system is hung up, then you may do paper, but we want everyone to complete the online platform versus the paper app. The only paper we want back is the MetLife and your FSA enrollment form if you're enrolling for the flexible spending account. It's the only things that we want back. Again, this call is being recorded and it will be converted to a YouTube link and sent back to everyone to review. Please forward the information for anyone that was not able to make the call today. Any other questions?